Hello, everyone. This is Aranya, Arcanist Aranya Versarn of War Mysticord. And today, I want to share with you something that many of you ask me about. What exactly happened to my hands? I mentioned many times how sore and how hurt my hands get, and how I have to use special exercises for them, but not everyone's heard of how they got to be that way, how they got so messed up. So, I'm here to tell everyone in this video. Last winter of 2016, something happened in my upper spine, my shoulder-spine connection, roughly. I don't know what exactly happened. I only know that 1 minute, everything was fine. The next minute, I was not fine. Whatever happened behind my shoulders made me lose responsiveness down my entire arm. I was flexing my hand as fast as I could, opening and closing my fingers as fast as I could. And you know how sluggish and how slow your hands get when they've been in the cold too long? Like when you've dipped them in a bucket of ice or handled snow without good gloves on? That's how sluggish they were when I was trying to move as fast as I could. Very, very slow, very sluggish. And I tried massaging my arm to rub it out, but that just made my arm feel cold. A very strange, very weird, very hard to describe kind of internal cold. It didn't make it better at all. It passed, but ever since then, my hands were always sore. They were always out of coordination. I couldn't log into a game for longer than a little over roughly an hour. Like roughly an hour, not longer than an hour and a half at a time per day, if that. I was pretty much benched from everything that I loved doing in game. I had just started streaming, and I had to put that on hold. I had to put streaming on hold when I had just started, when I had just figured out how to do that and realized that I want to do that. And it took so much away from what I enjoyed about gaming and about being in the community. So finally, January of 2017, I got sick of it. So I got the Handmaster Plus. What is the Handmaster Plus? A very, very nifty product made by Dr. Zach. That's not really his full name, but Dr. Zachary developed it. And using that fixed me up pretty well. It's a great product. I got a set of 3, soft, medium, and tough. It's basically a squeeze ball with tension bands for your fingers. You squeeze it, and then you flex your fingers back against the tension bands for resistance. You strengthen all the muscles of your hand, of your arm, flexing and squeezing, doing that. And it's a really awesome product. I would love to have the company sponsor me so I can promote it. I would love to be an affiliate. I don't know how they're doing their affiliate program now. I tried to sign up. Didn't really work. So if you want to find someone to promote you, Dr. Zach, I'm right here. And I used the Handmaster Plus for several weeks, and slowly I went from the soft exerciser to the regular exerciser. I built up my hand grip strength, my endurance came back, my coordination, and keeping my fingers in sync was really the last thing to come back. But yeah, I got better. But yeah, those extra fine motor movements with my fingers, those were the last to return. Now, the Handmaster Plus was not a panacea or a miracle. It just wasn't. No thing is. I still have to keep up with the exercises every day, up to 3 times a day, and there's only so much that can do. I still get out of sync, and my coordination starts failing if I use my hands a lot or for something very intense. I start hitting all the wrong keys, flubbing up my rotation or my typing, and for the most part, people are understanding of this, but it does still limit me. Yeah. I can't do serious raiding. I used to raid with my friend Raquel on Alliance side with my Worgen mage, and I did fine. Blackrock Foundry, High Mall, Hellfire Citadel, Siege of Orgrimmar, I did fine. But when I tried to do serious raiding again after the release of Legion and after the incident with my hands and my spine with my friend Corel, it was kind of a disaster. We ran the first few bosses in the Nighthold, and my eye level was pretty decent for the raid. It was ideal. But the more we got in, the worse my damage got. More and more, my fingers weren't doing what I wanted them to do. My damage was way behind what it should have been for my class and my eye level, and it got to a point where my fingers weren't doing anything right. I was really sore, and I was hurting. And I thought to myself, I can't do this. I can't do this to everyone else. I can't do this to myself. It's not fair to anyone. So I politely pulled out and I let them bring in someone else. And Corel talked with me later and was very sympathetic and understood. My eye level is now 900 from World PvE and very lucky token and loot rolls. I destroy things in World PvE and World PvP. But I am, for the most part, stuck with staying out in the world. And that's really not such a bad thing. It is a huge, big, wide, wonderful, beautiful world. But it is still a limitation. I can do LFR, and I can do random dungeons just fine when I feel up to it. I thoroughly enjoy free-for-all PvP. I have the mount for doing each free-for-all world quest 20 times each. It's this awesome wolf with a horde banner. And I can even do mythic dungeons. I have no problem doing mythic dungeons. They're 5-mans and they're not bad, but I cannot do serious raiding or battlegrounds or do one mythic dungeon after another in close succession because of how intense that is on my hands. Doesn't matter that I have the kind of eye level most people call ideal. Gear is nothing when your own fingers are not listening to you and not performing. Most people, when they learn of what happened to me, are very understanding, but there are some people who are just self-absorbed jerks. I have had several occasions where I made a lot of typing flubs in chat, and someone treated me like I was a foreigner who couldn't speak English, or like I had a disability that was totally legit to demean me for, which is disgusting. No disability is okay to demean for any reason. That is wrong. I have had people tell me in LFR and random dungeons that if my hands aren't so great, I shouldn't even run through the instances. That I should just not play and drag everyone else down. You know who else thought like that? Hitler. Hitler thought that people who were epileptic or disabled should, for the most part, be eliminated, not drag society down. That's essentially the same kind of thinking. Just take people out of the game or out of life. So I don't listen to these digital Nazis. I should not have to suffer and be left out of something good because they want to think of no one but themselves and rush through everything rather than be patient and try to have a good time for everyone. And I want everyone to know that even with my hands screwed up as they are, I do know my limitations, but I do not accept a life that is doomed to limitation. There is a difference. I may not get to be a serious pro raider or PvPer. I may favor playing versus AI in Heroes of the Storm and only play quick match for the special event challenges. And I may play against nothing but AI in Overwatch, and that is fine. That is fine. But one thing I can do and do my utmost to go pro at is Hearthstone. I can do Hearthstone one-handed, and I can switch hands if one gets tired. Yeah. I have even done my hand exercises with one hand using the Handmaster Plus and the other hand moving the mouse and cards and then switching. I even did it on stream once. I did it live on stream, doing my hand exercises with one hand, using the other hand to move the mouse, and then switching off. That's how I did it. And so, yeah, there is no reason at all why I can't put more into the game and be the best player that I can possibly be, even with how my hands are. So what I want everyone to take from my situation, my circumstances, and my story is that I want it to inspire you to be compassionate, to be understanding, to be patient. And I want you to know that it's okay to know your limits. But even with limits, no one is limited. You are only as limited as you let yourself believe you are. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for listening. You can find me on Twitter and on Tumblr and Gab and Twitch as Aranya Phoenix. You can find me on YouTube and DeviantArt as Aranya Versarn. You can support me on Ko-fi. That's ko-fi.com/Aranya Phoenix. The link will be in the description. It is a non-Patreon way to support me, my streaming, and my videos. Thank you all. Al Diel Shalah.